Rosa knows a good day, sitting in the warm sunshine. All of that traffic on Broadway, Rosa don't mind. Rosa knows a good day, she knows what it's like. All of them people on Broadway, Rosa just smiles. 'Cause she knows pain, and she knows loss, but today she feels happy, and she's thankful for it all. Watching the people as they're rushing around, never gets down.
Hi, this is Steve Weber. I'm here with my friend King Pedler. We're here at the Kings Park Psychiatric Center, and welcome to our show. What we're going to do today is we're going to search for the old A, B, C, and D buildings. We're going to look for the remains of these buildings. Rumor has it that they were eventually collapsed and buried underground within their foundations. Building A was primarily an administration building, the pharmacy, and the old switchboard. Building B was the first med-surg building, later moved to Building L in 1927. Building C was the nurses' school, the original nurses' school. Building D was the main ward. The wards were not these very large rooms, which we later began to know them as. They were small individual rooms, gave a little bit more individual attention.
Rosa knows a good day, she knows what it's like. All of them people on Broadway, Rosa just smiles.
These buildings stood until sometime in the 1970s. We're not 100% clear on exactly when they came down. I filed several Freedom of Information requests to find out what happened to these buildings. And I tell you, I didn't get one positive response. There is basically no information available, at least any that I was able to find, dealing with what eventually became of these buildings. We're going to see if we could find some remnants of the A, B, and C buildings. So come on, we're going to go for a walk.
'Cause she knows pain, and she knows loss, but today she feels happy, and she's thankful for it all. Watching the people as they're rushing around.
Here are one of the old fire plugs that used to service buildings B over here and buildings A. You see that it's overgrown, but you see these these leaves of 3, let them be. I'm not touching this because I have a sneaking suspicion that this is poison ivy. But you see how it's been painted over the years. This in and of itself is a beautiful old artifact. Maybe someday we'll have this for the museum. Okay, here is the old firehouse. This was the primary firefighting unit for the entire hospital. At times, when there was a fire, the local Kings Park Fire Department would come down and help out. We have several historical photographs of actually Building A being on fire, and the good old snorkel from Kings Park would come down and help them put it out. If you take a look on top, you have those horns. Those horns would make this blasting noise, and every time those horns went off, we would always think that it was, you know, a patient got loose, so you better take cover. Every time that horn went off, we always thought it was a patient escaping and running amok in the local community. But the truth is that couldn't be further from the fact. There is almost no record at all of patients coming in and hurting anyone in the community. More often than not, it was the people from the community coming in and hurting the patients. There are plenty of news articles about that. In fact, when the patients would leave the grounds, most of the times they went down to the round table for a drink or two. In fact, I was speaking with Mary DeRose, the former superintendent of the school system, and she said that often the patients would come down into the school area and they would apply for jobs as teachers and custodians and very interesting. But of course, in this day and age, we couldn't have that. But looking back, it's a humorous anecdote. So come on, let's look a little bit more for the remains of the foundations.
Rosa knows a good day, sitting in the warm sunshine. traffic on Broadway. Rosa don't mind.
Now, if you take a look over here, you see how we have these large weeds growing here. Now, what's happened is that the Department of Public Works, the people who are responsible for mowing the lawn, do not even mow in this area any longer because it's a deep depression. Okay, now you see some of the remnants of the old foundation. This is actually a brick and cinder block wall over here, and we could see how it's still here and how all the weeds have grown in. What's buried here? I have no idea. I made several Freedom of Information Act requests to ask what is buried here, and I tried the Office of Mental Health, I tried the Parks Department, I tried the New York State Engineering Department, I tried just about everybody, and I came up a big 0 each time. Okay, now the crazy guy is back with his metal detector, and what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to see if we could locate any metal debris in this old foundation. We have a shot from '93 which shows the actual depression we're sitting in, the outline of the foundation. So let's take a look and see what we can find.
Rosa knows a good day, sitting in the warm sunshine. All of that traffic on Broadway, Rosa don't mind.
Okay, now we found a big hunk of cement here. It sounds like it has plenty of rebar in it or some metal around here. In fact, as I go in this field, no matter where I go, I'm getting all sorts of readings.
Rosa knows a good day, sitting in the warm sunshine.
Okay, so we have this rod sticking up out of the ground, what we think is the remains of the former fire escape, which went up in 1967 as a way of adding additional safety to the A, B, C, and D buildings. But now it's sticking out of the ground. I tried to remove it, but it's a little tough, so we have to make sure it's a little safe. What they really should do is they really should cordon off this area until they could make it a little bit more safe. But until that day comes, let's use a little warning for the people coming by not to step in this area. So we have good old, I think it's Bert or Ernie, and he has his stop hand right here to watch out. Oh, here we go, to watch out. So this is Steve Weber and King Peddler here in the Kings Park Psychiatric Center. Bye for now.
'Cause she knows pain, and she knows loss, but today she feels happy, and she's thankful for it all. Watching the people as they're rushing around, never gets down. Rosa knows a good day, sitting in the warm sunshine. All of that traffic on Broadway, Rosa don't mind. Rosa knows a good day, she knows what it's like. All of them people on Broadway, Rosa just smiles. She knows fear and she knows crime, but today she feels pretty and she's glad to be alive. God is giving her this glorious day. I can see it on her face.